And now the finale. Hopefully it ends with some kind of like crazy shootout, bombs, something wild. A fire, perhaps, maybe a tsunami. Like, I want this shit to go full Michael Bay in part 4.
In the first few parts of this video series, I discovered a scamming call centre who had CCTV. I was able to use their own CCTV to watch how they ran their scams. They had a secret office out the back of their main building where
Nice,
around
Sam.
20 to 30 scammers would operate on a daily basis. They would get bonuses paid in cash for scamming people in Australia, UK and the US. And they would run multiple scams. They would pretend to be Amazon or Microsoft and send out pop-up messages to infect people's computers. But it was only when I started working with a BBC documentary crew that the world had its attention on this scam.
Thank you for holding the line. I really appreciate your time and patience. My name is Chris Lawson.
It's starting to warm where you are.
Yeah, it is very hot here in California.
Thanks for trying dirt.
Bloody hell, I'll have to come over there then.
Yeah, please. We'll go to the beaches, you know.
That'd be nice.
The BBC produced this trailer before their documentary, and it had a huge impact.
We need to repair all the services which got broken, alright?
Yeah, I see that.
Sir, there would be a charge of $12.95, okay?
Oh, bloody hell, I have a heart attack.
So let me get it done. Hey, why are you crying, man? You're a very good man. Why are you
no.
crying?
I suffer from depression.
No, sir. Everything will be okay. Don't worry, okay?
Yeah.
Now, promise me you won't cry again, okay?
These pictures of scammers laughing at one of their unfortunate victims had a very profound effect on a number of people. And the CCTV caught not just the scammers themselves, but the boss, Amit Chohan. And by tracing the payments from the victims, it led directly to this call centre boss. It also showed him planning some scams and taking advice from others who were clearly experienced in this sort of fraud.
I hope you're doing well, Pyle.
Bottom line, that is how we should measure our success. We don't give a about the customer.
And I was able to show a direct link between the victim's payments and Amit Chohan's accounts. And with that money, he was living a luxury lifestyle.
Yeah, he's on top of the world, baby.
In this trailer, it caught the attention.
It's Amit's world. We're just getting scammed in it.
The story went as far as New Zealand. So when the TV
Thanks,
documentary was broadcast on UK national television on the 2nd of March 2020, it reached a very wide audience. And one of the people supposedly watching was this man. His name is Karan Goel, and he heads up the cybercrime police in Gurugram, the location of Amit's scam call centre. And in under 12 hours from the broadcast of the TV programme, Karan's team raided the call centre.
Woo!
And they went into the right place. They went to the building behind Fairmart where the scammers were located. They also went to Amit Chohan's luxurious home address, and there they picked up some of his laptop equipment. Chohan was living in the DLF Magnolias building in New Delhi. The Magnolias apartment complex was a luxurious location. It overlooked an Olympic-sized swimming
Tier
pool
1 link.
and had access to a golf
They give some
course.
crunchy.
And Chohan's rent for this apartment was 5 lakh or 500,000 rupees. That's about $6,000 per month. That sort of rent is almost unheard of in Delhi. And according to reports, the laptop contained the scripts which the scammers would use to dupe their victims.
Surely Jim was watching when they raided, right?
Details
I'd love to
of
see the
those
footage.
victims, including email addresses, credit and debit card numbers, and checks written to one of the many aliases. So as Goel was giving the press conference, he revealed some of the critical details of the arrest.
Do they not have
It wasn't
handcuffs?
Amit
They're just
Chohan
holding
who was
hands.
arrested. Here on the right is Sumit Kumar, who was supposedly the accountant for this company. The newspaper reports revealed that Chohan and Kumar were both college dropouts, and that the police had sufficient evidence to press charges against both. So bizarrely, hand in hand with their arresting police officers, they were paraded in front of the cameras in the
Nice.
police station. So this is obviously an amazing success, something I never thought
Thanks
would
to the
be
gifts of
possible.
Gangbang and No
But
Cat.
honestly, I don't think anything would have happened had I just produced the video on my own. It really needed the extra media attention. But there are still a number of loose ends, particularly how are the victims going to get their money back? Well, there's
That's
at least one
not gonna
good news
happen,
story,
I don't think.
because the person who was featured at the start of this video, who lost more than £1,200, has been compensated. But that didn't come through the seizure of assets. Instead, someone who's a viewer of my channel felt so sorry for the man who had been crying and was suffering from depression that he offered to return all of the money that was
Thanks,
scammed to
Resub
him
Ice Pro
from his own
Newsman.
pocket.
Oh,
I've got to keep the victim's details as private as possible, but Rory, on behalf of this entire channel, thank you for being so generous to a complete stranger. And police in Gurugram have asked anyone who thinks they may be a victim of this scam to get in touch via the email address on screen and in the description. But there was more than just
Thanks to the
Johan
bits,
and
the
his
Weiler.
accountant involved in this scam. We had CCTV which showed him meeting with some of his business associates, and they were the ones who were able to explain to him how certain scams would work. And even though they had been caught
Oh, shit. Hey,
red-handed
thanks for the raid.
explaining how those scams
Welcome.
would be set up, they still had the nerve to complain about the videos which had their faces and names already blurred on YouTube.
oh fuck.
So even though I'd been careful to blur out their details, they still wanted
Appreciate
to
the raid.
silence me, and it's understandable. So in a clear abuse of YouTube's privacy policy, they raised this complaint
Welcome.
against me. But I've done absolutely nothing wrong. None of their personal details are revealed, and instead I'm going to put a link in the description to where people can read more about these two characters. But that will of course be outside YouTube. The link will show the evidence that this pair run other scam call centres, and this is how they've got the expertise. Let's just hope that the Haryana police will also take an interest in these two.
And they should
But
fix
the
their
police
website.
themselves have work to do to get their own house in order. The official National Cybercrime Reporting Portal only works
Thanks to
if
Prime.
you've got an Indian
Smash.
mobile number. And not only that, you have to select the specific state because that particular
Yeah, it was a
police
fake
force
raid,
will
it
be
seems.
the ones
Wild.
investigating. Most people
Wild.
will have an IP address
Must
at
have been
best
Amit.
and will not know the exact region and therefore the exact police force to get
I just
in
looked at
touch
the
with.
name.
And it
Thanks to
doesn't
Tier
help
1
when
Walla
the
Walla.
Delhi police admit that it's a difficult crime to crack. Their system should help them. I'm showing a still from the Panorama documentary where they interview one of the police heads in Delhi. He said that very few victims come forward to report the crime, and well, their portal won't help in that respect. And it's also almost impossible to identify the call centre involved, and I totally agree with that. If more people were allowed to legally do what I do, I'm certain sure that a lot of these call centres would be uncovered and more arrests could be made.
Agreed.
But this is why I
Agreed.
do what I've been doing. You cannot tell from the phone number or anything to do with the caller ID who is behind the scam. You don't even need a physical telephone line in your office to run these robocall scams. And there are hundreds of these scam call centres throughout India, mostly in the Delhi and Kolkata regions, but also in some of the other major cities. I have reported to the police almost every one of the pins on this map, but until now, nothing has been done about it. So I'm hoping that this series of videos can actually make a real change in India and the Indian police's ability to act on the reports that I send. I still can't encourage anyone to do exactly what I do because it's perceived as illegal. However, when the scammer connects to my computer, I can show 100% of the time that they were trying to steal money from me.
No.
This may not be a valid defence, but at least it will probably discourage a complaint.
Hold on, I can't hear you.
There
One
may
sec.
be some unexpected
What? I didn't. I've been using the same one all day.
benefits of this particular.
Huh? I don't know. I've been using the same one all day. I wasn't even home most of the day, so it's just been the same one. I don't know then.
Particular scam. On
Easy
screen
tier 1
is
flawless
rescam.org.
in the resub soaked.
Hey, Nice to meet you.
and Bearded Wonder.
Welcome to Rescam.
And what does this system do?
I'm an artificially intelligent email bot made to reply to scam emails.
I'm anyone and no one.
As far as
Oh,
scammers will
nice.
know, I'm you.
And what this bot will do is...
I adopt one of my many personalities.
To continue the conversation of any would-be victim.
I waste their time with a never-ending series of questions and anecdotes.
So that they have less time to pursue real people.
So although
I
this
love that
website
shit.
is geared to automatically replying to scam emails, can you imagine a system which would trap those robocalls and keep scammers occupied with realistic conversations?
They won't know when they're scamming or getting scammed out of their own time. It's
Auxiliary
bad for
Subfire.
business. Deleting a scam email protects you, but forwarding to
Me at rescam.org.
protects others.
It's also kind of funny. Ha ha!
So because I've got more than 70,000 recordings of real scams, it may be possible through artificial intelligence to keep scammers occupied when they make phone calls. Obviously, these
I
calls
love it.
would need to be anonymised, and there are probably some legal implications of all of this.
Of course, Stove.
But in theory, they could be used to help prevent scams in the future. I'm currently in discussions with a US university to try and do just
Kid
that.
Boga, yeah.
Can we create an artificial intelligence which will keep scammers
There's a tier
occupied
1 Luke
on the
Rocks.
phone? Imagine an automated version
Hey,
of
there's
Kid
Kit.
Boga or Hoax Hotel. The conversations wouldn't be as funny, but they certainly will be realistic. But since I may never get to see these scammers on their own CCTV again, I'm going to leave you with a little clip with Sam here in the top right being called out by one of his potential victims.
Oh, that's exciting.
Thank you for calling technical department. You're talking to Sam. How can I help
There's a
you?
tier 1 Perry.
Yeah, what is your company name?
Oh, rough. Oh, it's
So
left
the
channel.
company name is Premium Technical Support, and
Yeah,
that is
shit.
based out in California. How can I help you?
Okay, Premium Technical Support.
I can't hear it.
What's your
Right.
address?
Sir, the company is based out in